Turning Point is brought to you by PC Wealth Management of Morgan Stanley Smith Barney and the law firm of Duffy & Duffy, protecting the victims of medical error.
Welcome to Turning Point. Our special guest tonight is Dina Lohan.
Hi, how are you?
Very good.
Nice to
See, I
meet
didn't say anything. We didn't say controversial. We didn't say anything. But let's jump right into it. You are controversial, right? You're a subject of conversation all over tabloids.
I believe the tabloids spin that. Obviously, you know, I'm a mom from Long Island. I'm a single parent raising 4 children, and one happens to be a celebrity who's very talented, who's very public. Which makes, you know, I've been in the entertainment field before Lindsay was even born. I was a dancer from, you know, on Long Island in New York, Manhattan. So I've been in this business forever. My mother was on soaps on the radio way back before they were even,
Three generations.
On television. Yeah, my cousins are dancers. One of my cousins was in Ringling Brothers Circus. So, you know, she owns 2 dance studios. So we've always been in the entertainment field. So I think that's the #1 misconception, that, you know, like I'm this mom that pushed Lindsay. I used to drag her to dance classes. The stage mom goes wild. I think that just came about with a mother years ago that maybe was a stage mom and, you know, and pushed their child. But that certainly wasn't me, you know. Lindsay loves it. My other children are in the business as well, and that's what I do. You know, if I were an attorney, my next life I'd be practicing law, you know, as opposed to entertainment. But this is what I've always done.
Would you rather practice law than do what you do now?
You know, there'd been times when I look at my attorney, who's Stephanie Avati, is sitting in the room right now. But you know, there's a lot more power on the other side. And since the tabloids came about, they become so fast and furious that you can't even keep up with them. They're weekly. You know, when I was in the business, it was only like we would read Vogue, or People was the only real tabloid, and they weren't evil. You know, it's gotten that the stories are so untrue, and they're taken from a source or a friend. You know, who is that? I don't have any friends that write negative things about me. They're not my friends, certainly, nor my daughters, you know. So it's a different time. You know, it's hurtful more than anything. People think it doesn't hurt us, and we're immune to that, but we're certainly human like anyone else, you know.
Was the bullying related to the notoriety or the fame?
Oh, yeah, certainly, yeah. Even my older son, Michael, when he was in school and Lindsay was starting out, guys would hold up pictures of his sister. You know, he'd want to go punch him out. You know, it's his sister. You know, just what any protected brother would do. I have 4 children, not just one, you know. Yeah. Age ranges from 25 to 15, so. And I'm a single mom.
How many of them are in entertainment?
All of them have been throughout the years. They've all been Ford models, and I'm going to be producing a film with my son Michael, starring him here on Long Island, actually, called Growing Defiant. Allie has been in the field forever. We did our own reality show called Living Lohan. We were all in that, and we've always all just been in this business.
Paparazzi, you must deal with that constantly.
Oh my gosh.
Have you had any nightmarish?
We've had, you know, when the tabloids first started, I believe it was the group, I think it was like Lindsay's age group, Jessica Simpson, her sister, Paris, Lindsay, that whole category of, now they're about 25, 30-year-olds now. But at the time, they were 16, 17, 18. And that's when all these weeklies came out. We never had Life and Style and all these magazines, you know. So, you know, the Inquirer was the only one that I knew of at the time, but they didn't bother children, you know, and they were minor children. So we would be chasing cars up the canyon. They would cut us off. They would, you know, act like their foot got run over when it certainly didn't. They'll set you up now, which is, it's criminal, I feel. We should have a stalker law in New York State, which we don't. Other states do have that.
Do you have regrets about going into the business? Is there ever?
I certainly don't have regrets. I'm not that type person. I do. We have been really hurt, though, and it's, you know, they just have to let us be. And you know, actors should be allowed to have a personal life as well. Obviously, you get into this business, you're going to be public. But, you know, when they're shooting, you know, these other young stars, children, when they're at the playground, I think that's crossing the line. I think there should be a little bit of
discretion.
Boundaries. Yeah, there's no boundaries set at all.
You can always do what Demi Moore did, right? And then she moved to somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but why should, they'd say to me, well, why is Lindsay driving her car if they're chasing her? Well, my daughter worked really hard to buy a really nice car. We weren't born millionaires. We work really hard. I'm a single mom. I pay my own bills. I get no child support.
That's interesting.
So,
why don't you get child support?
I'm going back to court again.
I got you, okay.
So, and he's public and makes a lot of money, and I don't, we'll figure that's for the judge to decide.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'd like to talk more about the business and people getting involved, child stars and so forth. We'll be back with Dina Lohan.
I'm starting my own management company with other children, wide age range, from young to upwards of 25, even reality stars, older women that don't understand the business.
Turning Point is brought to you by PC Wealth Management of Morgan Stanley Smith Barney and the law firm of Duffy & Duffy, protecting the victims of medical error. The Turning Point is brought to you by Smith DeGroat Real Estate, serving the tri-state area since 1955, and CAI, Insurance Solutions since 1961. On the web at www.conferenceny.com.
We're back here at Turning Point, and our special guest is Dina Lohan. Dina, we were talking about child stars and the careers of child stars, and you feel like you can help them. You've certainly been through a lot, good and bad. What's your next move as far as that?
I'm starting my own management company with other children, wide age range, from young to upwards of 25, even reality stars, older women that don't understand the business because, there's really no laws in reality. There's no Coogan law. There's no union in reality, I'm in, SAG and AFTRA, so at least you're protected. There's no protection, really, on these reality shows. I did a reality show myself, and I was executive producer. Because I wanted control of that, and I understood that. And a lot of these young children, even Jersey Shore and even the housewives, they when you get into it, you think, wow, I'm going to be on TV, but you don't know how they're going to set you up or to fall or to make you look different than whom you really are as a person, and we've all seen that happen. I'm from a different time. I'm pre-reality. Lindsay worked really hard. She started with me in commercials and then soaps and then it was a gradual progression. And then when she did her film, she actually is an actress. That's what she does. We didn't know this whole reality, she was on Another World, a soap opera. She's done a couple of commercials with me, over 60 commercials, actually.
Do you remember her first big check? The first big check that she got?
No.
Commercial, it must have been a...
Well, it went into a block trust, so until she was 18, and then I split companies with her, and we created her own company, so it all went to Lindsay, unbeknownst to what my ex is saying. I stole all her money. I mean, that's just such a fallacy, but I want to clear that up right now. But I don't remember, I guess. It wasn't Parent Trap, that's for sure. I think it was Herbie, the Disney movie.
Yeah, well, she was a little older at that point, right?
Yeah.
She was, I mean,
Freaky Friday did very well. I mean, all Lindsay's movies have done really well. She had a great eclectic group of actors. She's worked with the best. Meryl Streep, who's very supportive of her. Jamie Lee Curtis is a doll. She's worked with such wonderful, Jane Fonda. They're all looking out for her now because they weren't targeted like these kids were when they were younger. They didn't go into their lives like they're going into their personal lives. They didn't get followed with cameras. One or two of them did in the day, but it was very minuscule. It wasn't like it is now.
When we come back, we're going to ask Dina Lohan the biggest misconception of her and her family and see if she'll clear it up. We'll be back. Let's go back to the reality show that you had, Living Lohan. What was the experience like? I'm going to put your younger daughter in the spotlight, and she enjoyed it?
The Turning Point is brought to you by Smith DeGroat Real Estate, serving the tri-state area since 1955, and CAI, Insurance Solutions since 1961. On the web at www.conferenceny.com.